So you've sold your house, gotten rid of most of your stuff, and the last task before you leave is to pack your suitcases. What do you actually pack into them? These bags represent our entire physical life after our moving sale, and choosing the right bags is important. We actually bought them at the beginning of our process, so we knew if it wasn't going to fit inside, it wasn't going with us. In this video, we're going to get into the specifics of the bags that we chose, why we chose them, what we packed in them, and what you need to know before your move abroad. Our luggage was sitting in our living room, and it was a physical reminder of the amount that we needed to cut. I knew we couldn't put our kitchen set or our dining room set or my TV into our suitcases. We settled on maxing out our baggage allowance. We had two 50-pound suitcases each, plus a rollerboard, plus a personal item, plus the cat. Having those limits was really important to us. It allowed us to decide what we needed to bring, and it turned this giant abstract idea of pack your whole life into some suitcases into a real life game that we could play. Okay, let's talk about luggage picks. I went with the Monos series. I went with their Carry-On Pro and their large trunks over here. So this is the Monos Carry-On Pro. I chose it because it has a nice place for a laptop in the front here, along with internal pockets. It also meets the EU standards for carry-on bags, and it's not expandable. It has a nice locking system, and inside has a couple compartments. Here is the cinch system, so you can cinch down bulky items, and then a zipper pouch over here. I also went with two of this case. This is the hybrid check-in large. What I liked about this was that it was hard-sided. It is not expandable. And with this particular model, it doesn't do a zipper latch. It has these clip latches. So you got to be really careful about making sure you don't overstuff these, because there's not very forgiving when cinching tight in the same way that Sam's suitcases were. But I really liked them. I picked them up, two of them on Facebook Marketplace for $350 US. Felt like I got a really good deal on them. I had to drive up to Des Moines, Iowa from Kansas City to pick them up, but they've served me really well in this move. Sam chose the Briggs Riley International Carry-On. This is a really cool bag for many reasons. It comes in at a significantly higher price point than my Monos bag, but it has a lot of really cool features. One of them is it has an expandable area here for your hangable garments. So if you have something that you can't get wrinkled, like a blazer or something like that, you can put it with its hanger in the foldable section, fold it up, and keep it wrinkle-free. The other nice feature about this is that it is very expandable and very packable. So you can start with it expanded like this, pack all your belongings, zip it up, push it down, and then you're able to stay within your size guidelines. Again, one thing we've found is that EU airlines are not very forgiving, so you want to be very careful, especially if you're going to be carrying it on the plane. So this Briggs & Riley, I absolutely love it. I am envious whenever Sam gets to use it for a trip, just because it has that cool functionality of being able to ratchet down. For his checked bags, Sam picked two of these Travelpro Luxe hard-sided spinners. They have 4 wheels on each side. I definitely recommend you get a spinner, something with 4 wheels instead of a 2-wheeled bag. These are expandable and significantly larger than the Monos that I have. As you can see, a lot of capacity in there. But one thing you need to be aware of is that it's not an all-you-can-stuff sort of scenario. You need to make sure to keep your bags at 50 pounds. So while these are larger, we had to make sure that we weighed them ahead of time so they weren't denied at the airport. Actually, the only suitcase that was too heavy was one of mine. It was 2 pounds over the limit, and the person at the check-in desk told me that I could either pay $100 for that extra 2 pounds, or I could fish out something to try and get it under the limit. So I said goodbye to a sweater that I don't really even remember and saved myself $100 at the check-in counter in Kansas City. For my backpacks, I have my trusty Peak Design Everyday V2. I've had this bag since 2017. It's gone everywhere with me. It is my absolute favorite piece of travel hardware. As you can see, it opens from the side. It opens from the top. It's very expandable. It has a laptop compartment for laptops and other items. This bag is worn so well over the years. It was a little pricey, but I can't recommend a bag more than I recommend this one. And of course, a airline compliant soft-sided travel carrier. If you're bringing a cat with us, we were bringing Arrow, so we needed something that he could live in for the journey. The cool thing about this bag is it has these pop-out side compartments. This bag was underneath the seat when we were on the plane, but we were able to open this compartment to give the cat a little bit of extra room on that long-haul international flight. He was a good trooper. He was a very good travel kitty, and we were happy to be able to use this bag for him. Airlines require that you have a soft-sided bag for pets, so make sure that if you're bringing a pet, that your bag complies with all their limits. And now for the really important part, moving beyond the bags to what to put inside of them. These are the things that we're really glad that we packed because they either don't exist here or are really expensive to find. The first one might surprise you a little bit, but that is deodorant. You cannot get American-style deodorant in anywhere in Europe, to my knowledge, but in Albania in particular. And I really do not like the deodorant that they have on the shelf here. It's all either spray or liquidy. Skip it. Bring yourself enough deodorant to last a year, and then beg your friends to bring you more deodorant whenever they come visit. Next, and this is critical, medication. There are a lot of medications that are not available here in Albania. Example, Wegovy, not available here. Bring 3 months supply of any medication that you have with you, and make sure to do some research ahead of time on what medications are available in the country that you're moving to. For example, here in Albania, it's really challenging to obtain prescriptions for things like ADHD medications. I've heard from quite a few of my female expat friends that they have had a lot of trouble getting a hold of hormone replacement that they have been on here in Albania. So make sure that you have a good relationship with your doctor, let them know you're moving, and get at least a 3-month supply, if not more, of the medications that you are on to bring with you. So the next category, kitchen and home comforts. This is where some of my weird props come in. Measuring cups, imperial measuring cups like this that I need in order to make my famous chocolate chip cookies. Absolutely impossible to find here. Most baking is done via weight with a kitchen scale. And while you can convert to grams, I much prefer to have my measuring cups. Sam brought his grandmother's rolling pin, something he couldn't leave behind. And if you have a large selection of really premium cooking equipment, stuff that you have collected over a long period of time, maybe think about shipping a box or bringing it over separately. It might be challenging to fit a Le Creuset in your suitcase for weight limits, but I have not seen that type of product since I've been here in Albania. I definitely miss the enamel cast iron that we had back home in Kansas City. Also, don't forget specific seasonings. Things like vanilla extract, hot sauce. I really love the Hidden Valley Ranch powder, just a personal thing. Spices, other things like that, bring with you. While it's very easy to find essentials here, some of the more premium items are more challenging to locate. So if you need them, you should bring them. A friend of ours that we've met here in Saranda is really into cooking Indian food and Indian cuisine. And so she has a nice travel set of all the spices that she brings with her everywhere that she goes on her nomad journey. Remember that you're going to need a wardrobe for all 4 seasons. So even if you're moving in the summer, don't forget to bring a coat. This was a mistake that I made and was kind of chilly until I found one over in Corfu. We have found that here in Albania, well-known brands are frankly more expensive and challenging to find. Electronics are another big category of things that I brought with me. I'm a very techie guy. I like all my gadgets, but I knew I had to pare them back, which I definitely did during our estate sale. That said, there are some electronics that you should absolutely make sure to bring with you. One of them is anything you need to work remotely, like a tripod desk or a mouse and keyboard. Those are very important to bring with you. Adapter dongles for power in multiple countries. One thing I regret not bringing with me is my mesh Wi-Fi system. It has actually been really challenging to find a good mesh Wi-Fi system that gets coverage all across our home. Most people don't think that hard about these things here. So bringing a travel router was definitely something I should have done, and I regret not doing. Also, make sure to bring noise-canceling headphones and speakers, absolute necessity for the flights and for the times when you're taking a video call and don't want somebody else to hear you or don't want to bother somebody else. It is absolutely useful to have a good pair of noise-canceling headphones. I also brought with me a little Bluetooth travel speaker. I brought the Sonos Roam. I love the Sonos series, but I'd recommend the Sonos Roam in particular because it works both on Wi-Fi and on Bluetooth. My smart home ecosystem has always been Apple-based. I'm an Apple person. as you can probably tell from all of my various devices. I sold both of my HomePods and my Apple TV before leaving America, but was able to quickly pick those up in Italy. My advice to you for that type of item is plan a shopping trip for special electronics. There's no Apple store in Greece or in Albania, so you're probably going to need to go to Italy for that type of thing. You got to remember to pay attention to your day one comforts. You land, you go to a hotel, and then what? Items like bedding are really challenging to find premium versions here. If you're used to a high thread count sheet and a feather duvet and feather pillows, those are going to be really challenging for you to find on the ground. So I'd recommend you bring them with you. Now, we weren't perfect. Let's talk about some of the things that we got wrong. My single biggest packing regret was forgetting to think about the seasons. I didn't bring things that I needed, like coats, heavier pants, boots. I know that there wasn't going to be snow here, but I wish I would have had those. I instead packed those in a separate bag and left them with a relative. Instead, I should have planned to bring everything I needed to live for at least a year with me. That includes coats. On the flip side, something I'm glad I didn't bring, but I had trouble and regretted it in a moment, were books. I love being able to mark in my paperback books when they really mean something to me, but I knew that I couldn't carry them. There were a lot of books that I read that were really personal to me, that were painful to let go of at our estate sale. But I have come to love my Kindle even more, and being able to let go of all of those paperback books was helpful in getting us where we needed to go. It was painful, but it was also the right call. So there you have it. From the bags first philosophy that helped us set limits on ourselves to the secret sanity saving items. Please let us know in the comments if you have any questions or if there are any items that you absolutely could not live without. Packing for an international move is a journey in and of itself. It's a process of discovering what you need, what you love, and what you can live without. I hope this detailed look into our journey helped inspire you and helped tell you that you can be an expat too if you'd like. For all of the world travelers out there, what did I miss? What is the thing that you can't live without? Especially for people who, unlike me, are traveling more frequently, are more nomadic. What are the little items that you absolutely can't live without? Definitely leave that in the comments. If you found this helpful and would like more information on moving to Albania or to follow along on our journey, please subscribe, leave a comment, ask any questions. They're helpful for us. And thank you so much for watching. Remember, there's no Amazon here, but there are always friends coming to visit from the USA.